Hey everyone, my name is Nigel with Skatechurch here in Portland, Oregon, and this is going to be part 3 in the series of how to film skateboarding with your iPhone. Now in this episode, we're going to be talking about how to film single tricks with a fisheye on your iPhone. Now if you haven't seen the first episode of this series about how to film single tricks, I would definitely say go and watch that video. I'll put a card up here to go check that out because we're going to be using some similar techniques in this video. So before we get started, let's talk about fisheyes. Now there are a few different options when it comes to fisheyes for your iPhone. There's a lot of really cheap options on Amazon. A step up from those would be an Allo clip like this. A lot of skateboarders use this. It gives you a really wide fisheye view for your iPhone, but if you wanted something even better quality than this, I would recommend getting a Moment case with a Moment fisheye lens. Those are gonna be the top-notch fisheyes for your iPhone. But if you can't afford it, I would look into Allo clips, and I'll have some links in the description to some of the fisheyes for your iPhone that I would recommend. And this Allo clip fits on to my iPhone just like that. And in this video, we are just gonna be using the native camera app. One thing that you will notice is that the vignetting on the fisheye is gonna be bouncing around. And the reason for that is because there's actually stabilization going on inside of your iPhone. And so it tries to stabilize the sensor, and what that actually does is it makes the vignetting on the fisheye. So that's actually the fisheye lens that you're seeing, and because your iPhone is trying to stabilize it, it's going to make the fisheye lens look like it's jumping around. We'll talk about some ways to get over that maybe in a different video, but in this video you will still see the fisheye lens jumping around a bit, and that's just something that you're going to have to deal with when you're filming with iPhones. So like I said, we're going to be filming single tricks with a fisheye. Now what a fisheye does is it gives you a extremely wide field of view, and the reason that you would use a fisheye is because you're going to try to accentuate a obstacle and make it look bigger than it actually is. So one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people do is they put a fisheye on and then they stand way too far back, and it looks a little something like this. The reason that that doesn't look good is because sure, you got a fisheye lens on there, but the obstacle looks really small. You see way too much of the scene that you really don't need to see, and you kind of just defeated the purpose of having a fisheye on in the first place, because you could have got that exact same shot without a fisheye. And what I see a lot of people do is they'll get low and they'll point it up like you're supposed to do with a fisheye, but it'll be at the completely wrong angle and it'll look like this. So there's a few things wrong with that shot. Not only is my back facing the camera, but it also doesn't even catch where I land. So you're not even seeing when I land. I could have toe dragged or something like that. You wouldn't be able to see. So that's another big mistake when you're filming with a fisheye, is make sure you're on the right side. And another big mistake is getting close but being way too high. So in that shot, the camera was closer, but it was way too high, and it actually made the whole trick look so much worse because, again, my back was facing the camera and the obstacle looked really, really small. The proper way to film with a fisheye is to be on the right side of the skater, so he should be facing you. Get as low as you can and up and down instead of panning side to side. Like I said in the first episode of this series, it's really not a good idea to follow too much because that can kind of slow down the action. And the same thing with the fisheye, almost more so. You want to do more of an up and down motion because the image is going to be so wide that you don't really need to pan as much. So the up and down motion, just to make sure that you get the whole skater in frame while he's doing the trick, especially if he's ollieing over something or ollieing down a stair set. You really don't want his head to be, cut from the frame when he's doing his ollie and, maybe going out of frame. So again, this is an example of the correct way to film with the fisheye. Now again, you can see that the camera was on the correct side of the skateboarder, and it followed up as I was ollieing over the barrier and then down again as I landed. And that's really what you're gonna want. And if you look at the comparison between a wrong way to film with a fisheye and then the right way, it's a night and day difference, and it's just those small little steps that you can take using a fisheye lens for your iPhone that really make the biggest difference. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to Skatechurch PDX for more videos like these. Big thanks to my buddy Westy, who's also staff here at Skatechurch, for helping me out with the fisheye angles. Until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye.